Hello, is this thing on?
Hello, I think this thing's on.
Oh, welcome back to the
Dust,
show.
Hold on, let me dust off the old mic.
You know what? Okay, what's crazy, man? Welcome back. We actually do the show every week. Both of us.
No, and here's the thing. I was very sick last week.
You know, I have Crohn's incurable every day of my life, but I'm here still.
Well, and thank you for bringing that up because hit it, Hutch.
You know what it is now, boys and girls of the podcast world. Matt and Tyler on the mics. They're gonna stay here until they agree. They're gonna stay here until they agree. Oh, thank you for listening. This show's called Until We Agree. Oh, thank you for listening.
All right.
Okay, and now that we're back, thank you for bringing that up because that actually perfectly segues into one thing I wanted to talk about. I think food poisoning might be worse than Crohn's disease. It's just as uncurable.
Okay, and actually a very interesting point that I didn't think you were going to bring this soon into the show. Welcome back to Until We Agree with Matt and Tyler. This is Matt from Until We Agree with Tyler from Until We Agree. A really good point, actually.
Both uncurable.
They both are incurable. The thing is, define incurable. Yours, I would argue, is gone now. Mine still rides within me, sun up to sundown every day of my life.
Right, and so does mine if I get it again. You know what I mean? If I'm poisoned again by food,
so
I have food poisoning again.
So
you know what I'm saying?
I think something critical is that you're actually using a different word. You're using a word maybe like not preventable in that sense. It is still curable. You can
inevitable.
Inevitable maybe, because there's no guarantee you'll get it again. But there is a lack of preventability to it because your body is not equipped to handle what it puts into it sometimes. That being said, Crohn's disease exists within all of us at all times, but some of us have to live with the consequences of it. So I would argue.
Is that true? We all have it like dormantly?
I mean, it's DNA. Have you ever heard of DNA? It just exists.
No, and I have heard of DNA, but what is that?
It's
like I have it. I have that gene, but it's not enabled for me. I would flipped on.
I think there's an argument for it for sure. I think it's just.
So you're saying I have Crohn's disease?
I think there's a way. No, you don't have the. You have the genetic makeup to have Crohn's disease, but you don't have it.
Don't we all have the genetic makeup to have everything?
Yes, but if you don't have it, you don't have it. You can't just claim it. I dare you. The Crohn's group of this podcast are gonna come for your throat if you claim to have Crohn's disease right now. So be very careful.
You said I had it.
I said you have the capability to have it, but you don't carry it the way that us cronies do.
No, I had something much worse in food poisoning.
Oh, you're saying. I don't think you realize you're canceling yourself right now.
No, I'm not.
We're less than 3 minutes in. You're already canceled. Maybe over 3 minutes because I don't know how long the Hutch song goes. But we're around 3 minutes in. You've already canceled yourself once after you took off a whole week of our podcast.
I didn't cancel myself
that we do
true.
Together.
And anybody who's ever had food poisoning before and Crohn's disease knows which is worse. Have you had both?
No, but so
see?
No, okay. So First of all, I actually have like a pretty. Like, knock on wood, my Crohn's disease has always been like fairly chill in like the grand scheme of Crohn's disease. So I wouldn't want to speak on how rough
Same for me.
Okay. How rough that people with real active, really tough Crohn's disease have it all the time. So I can't even speak to the worst of Crohn's disease. So in some ways, yes, if I had food poisoning for a day, which you were talking about having it for a day, congratulations. You essentially had Crohn's disease. It was like 14 hours. You essentially had Crohn's disease.
Just longer than that.
You probably had an equivalent Crohn's disease that I have not on a daily basis, but when my Crohn's was at its worst, you probably had that for 14 hours. I had to deal with it for months, if not years on end. And then there's other people who I think you're being substantially insensitive to right now, who are gonna write comments. Leave a comment if you have Crohn's disease in the comment section on Spotify, or find us on Instagram and TikTok. TikTok so back at Until We Agree.
Yep. I need to hear from these people because all I know is you. And you just can't eat bananas. And that's about the extent of your issue.
Okay, but I had to fight pretty hard to get to this point. It's an incurable disease, so I still carry it. And I had to inject medicine in myself, in my own body. With the needle.
I took medicine too. You're not
bro,
special.
with a needle, bro. Ever heard?
Pepto-Bismol.
Oh, dude, it's fine if you're coming for me, but you're coming for the whole Crohn's community right now. And I think you're going to embarrass yourself by
just
saying
you,
this.
really. But I also tried a banana, and it did not go well when I was sick. So
Yeah, it was interesting.
we're the same.
A doctor did give you that advice to eat a banana, not to like cure the food poisoning, but just like to help you get something in your stomach.
Maybe electrolytes, potassium.
Yeah, I don't think bananas. I think they're a tough digest for anyone. I don't think that was the play. And he's still in medical school, so maybe he'll learn about the impact of bananas later on. But I didn't know if that was necessarily a play for you.
I don't know. They're not. I don't think they're that hard to digest. Like,
Are you doing okay now? By the way.
they're so easy to digest. A monkey could do it. Am I right?
Okay. I asked you a personal question.
I'm doing fine. I'm doing
Interesting.
fine.
So yeah.
I was just super dehydrated the next day, and so I drank a lot of liquid IV. And by liquid IV, I mean a knockoff brand,
Okay.
and then water as well.
So this is the thing that you're saying is worse than Crohn's disease. The thing you had for
Liquid IV? No.
No. This illness you had for 24 hours.
It's called food poisoning, and it is the most sick I've been in a long time.
Sure. I noticed because you missed our whole podcast. I will say, if I can speak on last week's podcast, people quote called it a great change of pace, only having to hear from one of us. So
Well, they heard from me too. I was
it's
reeling and put out a 6-minute voice clip. So
which
I
is
mean,
usually about
it's
how
like the
much
flu game. It's like the flu game.
Well, some have argued that the editing was really what made it pop last week, and not necessarily you.
The editing
kinda,
was done on a whim 20 minutes before the episode came out.
Yeah, when am I supposed to do the editing? I waited all night for you to just to say, hey, can we just not do it? So I had to.
Hey, Rat Pack, Editor Matt here. I know what you're thinking. Why does Tyler sound so bad? I'm thinking it too. I'm just going to attribute to the fact that he doesn't know how to podcast anymore after missing last week. But guess what? It's about to get so much worse. So just hang with us. Sorry about that.
You said, can we not do it?
Bro, you're
okay.
peeking, bro. You're peeking,
All right.
bro. He's so mad. He's so mad.
No. You're a liar.
I'm a liar because you kept pushing back when you were going to actually be ready to go, and you were also sick the whole time anyways.
I'm sorry. I was sick and having to not only fly from Miami that day, but also fly from Miami to Houston and then drive from Houston to Austin, where I have all my podcast equipment.
Bro, and what I'm saying is that's fine, but what you did was you lied to me. You kept saying it was going to be earlier than it actually was. So here I am sitting here like an idiot waiting to podcast. I'm just twiddling my thumbs on the corner,
nothing's different.
Waiting for stepdad to come pick me up and take me to Disney World, and stepdad doesn't show up. He's just he's off with Brandy, his new girlfriend, at Hooters.
Well, at least we didn't agree on one thing.
What's that?
You were absolutely sitting there like an idiot.
It's good to have you back. Really, I'm glad you're here.
No, it's good to be back, and I noticed you didn't really make up an agenda this week.
Well,
and that's
yes.
Huh?
Yes, you did promise that we'd have Ronnie on live, so I thought that would take up a lot of time, and you
he's
just broke the
busy.
news
He
to
is
me.
back.
Yeah.
Ronnie's unk now.
Okay.
He is literally going to be an uncle soon. There's a baby shower he had to attend. So,
Okay.
yeah, congratulations to Ronnie and Ronnie only.
What I'm unk too. What the?
Yeah, we've already talked about your unkness.
Yeah, but I'm actually here. I actually showed up to work while being a full-time uncle, so I don't want to hear it. But you actually brought forth a lot of stuff you wanted to talk about, so I didn't really feel like. And I worked so hard last week. I was up at 6:30 a.m. recording this podcast so we could get it out to the loyal Rat Pack listeners. Thank you for being a Rat Pack listener, by the way. Was something we haven't asked for in a while, which I think we could really appreciate right now. We could use a 5-star rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Why not? It helps out a ton. It really boosts, and it gets us listeners all over the globe. Kind of touched on this last week. We said we had 2 new. Actually, since that episode aired, we have 3 new countries to address.
And you haven't done any of the voices. So that's so good.
Well,
you can finally roll them out.
I tried them, and I listened back to them. I said, I probably shouldn't have my name attached to these. So we'll try again. I think it just felt wrong doing it alone. That's really
right. In an empty room, talking to no one, you're just doing accents, and that felt wrong to you.
Yeah, a little bit. So
understandable.
What do we have? We have South Africa, Ukraine, and the one that wasn't announced last week that we have now, Switzerland.
That's a good one. Okay, so let's hear it.
Okay.
I want South Africa first.
Can you like? Okay. Okay. Can you like lead me into it?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for listening, South Africa. Hello.
I don't know if that's right. I don't know what South
No,
African
that's
people sound
Morgan.
like.
That's Morgan Freeman. He's South African.
Now, okay.
You heard it.
I've heard a lot of things just in the last like 20 seconds that were just way off. I'll leave it though.
It felt
right.
good to me. It came out. It felt
No,
like it came
all
out
that everything you just said was right. So let's move on to Ukraine.
Okay. Okay. Lead me into Ukraine too.
Okay. Hi, are you from Ukraine?
I'm quite from Ukraine.
That sounded German. Why did that sound German?
That was not German. That was Ukrainian.
That sounded. You said
bro,
da.
Bro, have you been watching the news? Yeah, they say da in Ukraine too.
Okay.
Have you seen the news recently?
Go to Swiss.
I'm Switzerland. Welcome Switzerland, Rat Pack.
You know they're French. That they speak French.
No,
there.
they speak every language. They speak so many
They
languages
speak
there.
French.
They speak
French. I was just there.
German
They speak French.
They speak German too, and probably English, and probably is Austrian. What does Austrian speak? I think they speak Austrian too. Austrians might just
bro,
speak German.
Why do you know so little about Europe?
I know I can name every single country in Europe right now.
Okay, go.
Okay, go. Okay. Is that what you?
The Eastern ones, man?
Yeah, I can name all of them. It's fine. How do you want me to do it? Like, actually,
this feels like it's about to be a hate crime.
No, it's not. Dude, you know I know countries better than anyone on this podcast.
Okay, go, man.
All of them?
Yeah.
I think there's 41. So count. You got to count for me, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I promise you, I'm not using any outside sources. I'm just picturing a map. My eyes are closed. And I'm picturing a map in my head right now.
Right.
Okay, so we can't forget about Iceland. Iceland starts it. Then we're going to go across Norway, Sweden, Finland, United Kingdom, Ireland, Portugal, Spain, Andorra, France.
Why are you actually following a map?
I'm using a map in my brain because I know this so good.
Know this so good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, we're cooked. All right. We're skipping this.
Yeah, you knew that I was about to cook and get all the hard ones too.
You were just about to cheat, and there's no reason to sit here and listen to you cheat.
No, I'm not. I'm being so serious.
No reason.
I'm being so serious. I'm being so serious. I
Absolutely
can do
no
this.
reason.
I can do this. I'm not going to do it on the podcast.
Let's skip ahead.
If the people want it, I'll do it next week though, and I'll record myself with with a blindfold on or something doing it.
Deal.
And you're gonna look like an idiot because I know these countries. Okay.
I'm sure you do, man. And
those were good voices.
Going back,
those felt better.
The agenda that I mentioned, the word agenda reminded me of something else. Itineraries. Now, you know why I'm thinking of itineraries?
No, you texted me a minute before we started recording saying itineraries are useless or something.
No, I said our itinerary is lame, ? Because here's the thing. We have a friend that's coming into town next week, and she was going to meet up with a guy, and this guy sent an itinerary mapped out of all these things they were going to do. And so I looked at it and said, oh, that's kind of lame. And we can get into the things on it. There's zip lining. It's January. What are we doing? Now,
okay.
But the actual idea of sending an itinerary to someone, I just don't understand. I wanted to hear what you thought about that.
I'm glad you take that side because you're absolutely wrong. And this is coming from someone who's not a good itinerary maker.
You like having an itinerary though?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I've been on it.
Because I didn't make one for the bachelor party, and I thought.
Yes, you did though. Like, not are you talking about? Are you talking like a minute by minute breakdown of what we're doing every single day?
Yes, bro, I'm not talking about plans. I'm not talking about plans. I'm talking about an itinerary.
Okay, but here's the thing: is you actually did have like a minute by minute breakdown. We did everything.
No, I didn't.
There were no surprises on that trip besides what we did for lunch on Saturday. To me.
But that's not saying 12:30 we start driving and then we do this for 4 hours and then we come back up. We had loose plans and we had reservations we had to hit, but we weren't sitting there looking at a piece of paper looking for our next
Here's the
move.
thing is we basically had a piece of paper just on a text message. It wasn't as official, it wasn't as formal, but it was still an itinerary. Would you rather have a firm minute by minute breakdown itinerary, or would you rather just kind of wing it the whole time? Because I've been on trips where I've just winged it the whole time because that's my natural state. Is as much as I would love to have plans made, I don't know how to I get kind of stressed out at the idea of making plans. So I just don't really do it. And then and then every time I don't do that, I regret it because I would rather have stuff to do at all times and have something to look forward to. Because
there's a difference between making
let me
plans.
even call out the one time we didn't have something planned, which was lunch on Saturday on the bachelor party. We stood at the top floor of a garage with the sun beating down on us after being outside for like 3 or 4 hours, with the sun beating down on us then too. And we didn't know we were going to lunch. And that was the only moment where I was like, man, I just wish that we could just get out of this moment right now and go to the next thing.
Yeah.
See? And so since we didn't.
But it is also different for 11 people. Like you have to have some sort of more structured plan for 11 people than 2 people, because 11 people, there's a lot of logistics involved, and the place that we went didn't even have the structure or infrastructure for 11 people, but we still managed to make it there.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're talking about 2 people, you don't need an itinerary. You just vibe.
But okay, so
bro, have you heard of vibes?
Yes, I have. And vibes actually come out more, in my opinion, when stuff is actually structured. Because you have you can just be vibing wherever you just get told to go somewhere and you vibe at that place. The vibe isn't figuring things out. I think that's where people get really confused on like the term, let's just vibe it out. Because no, what you need to do is enjoy the fact that you're here, present, doing something that was already planned. You don't have to stress about planning it. This is so not my personality. And so I'm like really passionate about wanting to be like this kind of person because I've been there. I don't like being there. I love to be told where to go, and then I'm like vibing there. And it sounds like is this like where are we? I don't want to like air this person's like whole personal life out. Is this is a guy that has she known this guy for a while? Or is this kind of like a first time?
This is a first time or one of the first time situations.
Yeah, and so that in itself, she's committing to coming from out of state.
This has already been canceled.
As she's coming from out of state?
Yes.
So she's coming from out of state to meet this guy. That means that they both see some really like good potential there.
This has already been canceled, by the way.
What do you mean?
This isn't happening anymore.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you off air.
Okay, that's fine. That's still not the point though. The point is say these 2 people like both see like a lot of potential in the other person, and then they're coming from a different part of the world basically to come see this person. Do you want to just there's so much pressure on that already because there's so much pressure to make it work.
I'm not saying not to have plans. I'm not saying not to have plans, but every minute of every day does not need to be mapped.
Perhaps not every minute, but like having a firm itinerary would give me, as someone coming from out of state, a lot of comfort in the situation I'm going into to know like, okay. At least that pressure's off.
You're a Nashville native. What if the itinerary just was basically like all the tourist trap stuff in Nashville?
Bro, I've never even been to those things, so I don't know. I would have to do some research. Where are you going with that?
I'm saying, what if it was also a bad itinerary? Not only is it an itinerary, which I'm already not in favor of, but it's a bad one.
If it's a bad one, then it sounds like it's not going to work out anyways. And it sounds like it was a bad itinerary because she's not coming anymore.
I don't think it's okay. We got
no. Yeah, go tell everyone what happened.
No. But it was a bad itinerary. I'm telling you, we had like canoeing or kayaking and zip lining, which like I just said, it's January, which I don't know if you know about January. It's typically colder.
Can you be honest with me for a second?
Yeah.
If there was no really bad itinerary that was made, would she be coming to Texas?
No.
Okay. Well, then it sounds like it wasn't the itinerary's fault then. Point itinerary.
It wasn't the itinerary. I think the itinerary was like a good thing in her eyes, which I just didn't like it because I was like, it's kind of weird.
Bro, I hear ya, and maybe every minute of every day, but it sounds like he was really trying to put an effort in to make this work. And I think, can it be seen as weird? Yes, but to him, it was maybe that's his love language is some sort of like
being lame.
yeah, maybe, but that's what he did, and I think there is something to be appreciated in that. Would I do it? Probably not. Do I wish I did it better? Probably.
All right. Well, thank you for your input. That wasn't what I was looking for.
What, you didn't want us to debate on a debate podcast?
I don't know.
Bro,
Not
do
on
not
that
yawn.
one.
Don't yawn. You haven't done this in 3 weeks. Don't yawn in the middle of our recording. Stop. It's embarrassing to our product. Jeez,
No,
man.
okay.
What
I did.
the-
Okay, but this past week I watched The Substance. Okay. Shout out to Graham. He put me onto The Substance. I've known of the movie, but I was motivated to watch it.
Why didn't Graham put
because
me onto
Graham
this
watched
movie? What the?
You don't like scary movies.
Oh, that's so true. You guys know me so well, actually.
And I won't spoil a single thing, but I do have one complaint about the movie. Margaret Qualley's character just like builds a secret room in her own house in like 3 days. And it looks insane. Like it's like a perfectly hidden door in her bathroom. I just can't stand that happened in a movie. And that's not the most unrealistic thing about the movie, but I can't stand that happened.
It sounds like she just has a better work ethic than you.
I mean, she might, but it's
Probably does.
also the know-how, and I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah,
It's not.
I'm not
that.
gonna say. I'm not gonna say it.
It's not that. It's like, it's just like in this movie, she is like a TV star. She doesn't have that know-how. Let's be honest. So that's all I'll say.
Okay. What's next? Thanks for sharing a movie.
Because I was gonna talk about The Substance, but then I just saw today Parasite, one of my favorite movies. If you haven't, go check out our top 5 favorite movies on TikTok.
By the way, you haven't
Parasite.
posted a TikTok in like a week.
So Parasite.
We do that. We're supposed to post them daily. Anyways.
So remember my Inside Out 2 joke?
I don't want to babysit you, so I don't want to babysit you. So I'm not asking you to make TikToks anymore. But we make TikToks every day. One of us does.
Excuse me. Do you remember my Inside Out 2 joke?
You're excused. Yes, I do.
Okay.
What? Tell the audience though, just in case they haven't heard it.
Inside Out 2. That's what I call my socks because
Okay.
they're inside out. There's 2 of
Yeah.
them. Now, Parasite. You know where I'm going with this?
Is there a second Parasite coming out?
No. They're re-releasing it because it's been five eyes. But what do you got? What do you got when you hear Parasite?
Parasite. That's what I call my glasses because there's a pair of them and they help me see.
Yeah, I was gonna go with
What's up?
eyes, but yeah, isn't that sick?
That one is pretty good. That one's not bad. All right.
And we were on the same page. There we go. Okay. All right, man.
What else do you want to talk about?
I'm
man?
almost out of things. Okay. I was driving today, right?
By the way, audience members, Tyler just said he wanted to run this episode, so we're just letting him run.
I
ahead.
didn't say that. I just sent some things that were on my mind, and then you said, I'm not making an agenda. I'm just gonna. I could say what you said, but it was actually disgusting. So I'm not gonna.
Wait, what did I say?
No, man.
No, just say I'll cut it out. Just say it.
No, I'm not gonna say that, man. You said
No, okay.
that I'm.
Okay,
no,
yeah,
no.
I know. I read it. I went back and read it.
Yeah, man. All right. Anyways, I saw all the flags are at half mast.
Okay.
Why?
Why? What do you mean why? There's a reason for it, I'm sure.
But like, my first thought was Jimmy Carter, and I was like, that was like 3 months ago, wasn't it? Like,
No,
what?
it was like 2 weeks ago, bro.
Jimmy Carter?
I actually, yeah, it was within this month, wasn't it? I think that's actually what it is.
No.
I think they do get. I think when a president dies, it's like a month or something that they stay up. Because I saw something that on Inauguration Day, they raised them back up, but that was like not normal because of the Jimmy Carter thing.
He died December 29th. So is it they keep it down a month?
So it sounds like maybe next week we can talk about this again and just confirm.
Okay, it's a 30-day tribute. I was mistaken.
Bro, was that one of your topics of conversation?
I thought, okay, let's be honest, 30 days seems excessive.
Bro, we've only had, 45 presidents? Because I think there's been I think there's 40.
Less than
We're
that.
on 47 right now, but I think two
But
people,
there's less than that.
I think 2 people went back, were not elected in consecutive terms. So like Trump gets 45 and 47. I think there was one other person who did that too. So I think there's been 45.
One person was elected 3 times.
Bro, he was still the same number president though. Like if you get 2 terms, you don't just like take.
No, it was one of them was, this was a very history adjacent.
I was just
sort of
thinking this is like
thing, but no, one of them I swear maybe it was like 1 8-year term and then 1 4-year term, but it was like there was somebody in between.
No,
so
bro,
I do remember that.
No, bro. I'm pretty sure
Bro.
you're thinking of
Sounds like Roosevelt, but I don't know my president.
it was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He was elected to a 3rd term, but he didn't even make it through his 3rd term because I think he died.
From what?
I think polio, bro.
Mm.
Shout out the cure to polio for real. But no, I think there's been 45 presidents. I don't think it's out of the ordinary for us to have 45 months in our 250 plus, not plus year history, 200 plus year history to have 45 months, not even because we still have some alive, 40 months where we've just had our flags at half mast. I don't think that's ridiculous to say.
I'm also looking at FDR. FDR was president for like a full 12 years in a row. So
Well, there you go.
yeah, did die though.
Man, that seems to be the trend in most presidents.
How about those JFK files?
I
What's up with
I
that?
have no idea about them. Do you want to history adjacent me those as well? For new Rat Pack members, History Adjacent was our first podcast we had. It was an absolute train wreck, and it is in the depths of our trash cans and our computers.
I also saw something today that reminded me of the trolley problem episode. That was our first episode.
Okay.
And it was okay.
Okay.
It's kind of dumb when I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Just, if you could pull the lever every 4 years and it just changed the color of the train, would you do it?
But everything else stays the same.
Yeah.
It's just a totally separate.
It so kills everybody.
Wait, but you can only do it every 4 years.
Yep.
I mean, at that you might as well. Or what do the?
It's a political statement.
Oh,
And you're the issue with the bipartisanship.
bro, you know how I feel about the pipe.
We flipped
the
back and forth.
bipartisanship.
We flipped back and forth, changing from red to blue because of people like you who flip it every 4 years. And that was the message of the thing I saw.
People like me who what? People like me. What?
People like me. What?
What do you mean? I don't know. I don't know what.
Dumbfounded.
Yeah.
This guy's dumbfounded. This is crazy.
It was dumb for sure.
No, thought-provoking and maybe awe-inspiring.
I'm more interested in who we're killing, to be honest, than what the color of the train is.
America.
Okay, dude. Okay. You have nothing else to talk about?
I think I had one more thing, right?
I don't remember. I've got two
Okay.
things.
Oh, wait. Yeah, we already talked about the other thing. Yep.
Thanks.
So you have two things. Let's get it going.
Okay. This one, and then we'll end. My second thing, I'll tell you what it is. I think we just need to. I want to give you a chance to defend yourself after last week's episode. After
Thank you.
you didn't get a chance to defend yourself, but first,
Nope.
I'm going to disprove everything you say. I'm like make that so clear. Everything I said was the truth. But
Nope.
first, something that's been kind of bothering me recently. I'm gonna give you characteristics of someone, and you need to tell me who it's describing. Okay?
Oh, I love this game.
Okay.
Is it me?
No, it's not. And it is not you.
Okay.
Okay. Male,
Yes.
mid to late 20s,
Okay. This narrows it down to the whole bachelor party.
pale skin,
Okay, it's you.
skinny. Did I say skinny?
It's you. It's you. It's you.
Musician,
It's you. I know who it is.
good actor,
It's not you. Who is it?
adored by all.
So it's not you. It's Hutch.
It is Hutch, because he fits. No, Hutch is early 20s though.
Oh, okay.
I was describing me, but I was
Oh.
also describing someone else that you may be familiar with. The only difference between me and him, this person, is
Yeah.
that this person has an obnoxiously pretentious last name. Let me put you on to Timothée Chalamet.
Oh, you.
I
touched me.
just
Okay.
described myself and Timothée Chalamet. What is the
No,
difference
you
though
didn't.
between me and Timothée Chalamet? People seem to just can't get enough of Timothée Chalamet.
I like Timothée Chalamet.
Here's the thing, I do too. But what does he
I
do?
don't know why.
What
Yeah.
does he do that I don't do? What does he do that I don't do?
He just seems like one of the boys.
He
So
is.
what?
That's what I'm saying. But why does he get to be Timothée Chalamet and I'm just
I think
Matt
it's just
from
because
Until
of.
We Agree.
I think it's the first time one of the boys has truly become this famous.
That's the thing is like
and so it's like people are like, oh my goodness, he's a real person.
and like
but we've been like this.
exactly. I see comments on like TikTok where they were like SNL like posted clips from his most recent episode this weekend. The comments are like, I get it. He's so hot.
Wait.
I can't get
What are the comments?
Redacted.
Next question.
Gross, man.
It is gross. So I'm on TikTok. And I'm seeing all these comments of people who are like, this guy's the best. Timothée Chalamet. I see it. I get it. Like, what do you mean you get it? Like, what is he doing different than me? I don't get it. I can do every single, and this might come across as a little not very humble.
Arrogant for sure.
Maybe arrogant.
Unlikable.
But like,
extremely unlikable. This is like when I said I could land a plane, except you're just like wanting to be somebody else, and it's kind of sad.
I don't want to be him. I don't want to be him because I don't need to be him because I already am him. What I'm trying to say is,
that's even worse.
If you put me in the same position as Timothée Chalamet, I'm doing it the exact same way with the exact same level of execution. I cannot see a difference between me and Timothée Chalamet.
I get what you're saying though. He's one of the boys. That's what I've been saying.
And obviously,
I like him though.
I do too. And obviously, I'm joking that I wouldn't do everything. And like he's very talented and like very very confident in who he is. I just see a lot of parallels between like what you're saying. He is just one of the boys, but he also is Timothée Chalamet, and that's a weird line for me to toe on.
Yeah, and I don't like when one of the boys gets famous.
That's not my takeaway. I think there should be more of the boys getting famous because he does it so well.
Oh, me too.
Right.
Me too.
Right. Men lifting up men. That's what we do on Until We.
Yeah.
And shout out the Rat Pack web browser women and any women who are listening on a phone. So,
except for those objectifying Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah.
You all are disgusting.
Of course, pigs. So, Q&A this week. Matt wants to know, and if you want to be on Q&A.
He don't know you, little sis. All right.
Okay. And so if you want to be on Q&A, leave a comment on what are we on? Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram at Until We Agree, TikTok at Until We Agree, YouTube at Until We Agree. Find us anywhere. We'll find your questions and we'll talk about them live on air and give you a shout out. So Matt this week wants to know, Tyler, can you please defend yourself after these accusations of you being and confirm being slower and everything else that was said on last week's episode?
Everybody knows football's an angular game. So when you're looking at, you can't just look at raw speed. If the fastest man in the world was the best football player, then we'd just have track stars.
So you admit I'm the best.
In the NFL.
So you admit I'm the best football player.
No, because
Already
we were also playing
that.
very different. We were already playing very different positions as well. So
Already admitted
in
one
a
thing.
game,
Okay.
in a game where we're both quarterbacks, I think we'd take that game.
Bro, are you peaking on your side, by the way? Because you sound, every time you get furious, it just turns into muffle for me.
I really hope I'm not.
Hey, Editor Matt here. You are Tyler, and we're all suffering through it.
You just sound really mad this episode. But anyways, keep going.
I really hope I'm not. If I am, I apologize. We'll try to fix that in post. The editor
will try to fix that in post. Will try to fix it. That's great. Sick, man.
But okay.
Hey, thanks for coming prepared this week, by the way.
It's an angular game. So I'm not talking about straightaway speed. We know I'm faster. Everybody knows I'm faster.
Nope.
But when you're in the pocket, it's a 3 Mississippi rush as always, and I'm behind the line, and I hear my team captain go, or tell me to go. So I'm going.
Your team captain
he also told you to
fraud.
go. No, he already told you to go, or he already told me to go. You heard him tell me to go. You knew I was.
I did not hear him.
A head
no,
start.
I did not hear him say go. I did
I
not hear
almost
that.
tracked you down.
You didn't track me down. You didn't track me down.
Almost tracked you down, and you had a head start.
Here's what happened: is I broke your ankles immediately, and then
you did not,
and then ran. I was basically like a light jog to get away from you. Found my guy in the corner of the end zone, touchdown for the win. You didn't do anything that play. All you did was just force your defense to fall apart because that guy was my boy Graham. Shout out Graham who put you onto that movie. He was streaking all alone in the end zone. Who was covering Graham? I don't know, because no one was playing defense. You were just playing. You wanted to play tag and you lost because you're not fast enough. We started at the same.
If we played that one, like that extreme tag, you'd be injured within seconds.
I think we would. Here's the thing: is I think we both would be.
I would not.
There's
be injured.
metal bars that you have to like go
I'd
underneath
be moving
and above.
around like a cat.
Bro, you're out of your mind.
I'm quick and nimble.
You're not a good enough athlete for that.
Anyways, it's an angular game, and I think the people know that when Matt gets as defensive as he is about the way he moves and how big his wrists are.
Okay, don't bring the wrists into this.
See. Yeah, when Matt gets like this, everybody knows I'm right.
No one. That's not even.
I heard
you've been saying that. You've been saying this for almost a year on this podcast.
multiple people in the Bachelor trip told me that they always agree with my takes.
No, they don't. No, they don't because they
before
text.
You got there.
No, Graham hates when he thinks you are the worst arguer in the entire world. Not to air Graham out like this. He bashes you every time he listens, and he goes, Graham goes, Tyler cannot hang with you when it comes to arguing.
No,
he just can't.
That's not true. I heard something very different. And that was face to face, not text like you little girls do.
What does that even? We live in different states, bro. Okay.
What do we.
What did
he told me face to face.
What did he say?
That I clear you.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I even intentionally take.
I could probably jump over you as well.
No, you could.
Literally
no,
clear
you could. No, you could. Anyways, let me just paint a picture for everyone because I'm not just defending myself for the sake of defending myself. I've had to do this for a year because this podcast has been going on for almost a year.
This is boring.
And you've been saying it. You've been saying it for the whole year that you're faster than me. And all I'm going to do is defend myself. If the people want to see it, they'll follow us on Instagram or TikTok and just get us to 5,000 followers so we can go to New York City and race on Times Square.
I'm surprised your permanent bracelet hasn't fallen off your petite little wrist.
Dude, get out of here. You know I just got it tight so it stays on.
That's embarrassing.
It doesn't change sizes.
All right. I see there's one more question that we need to address.
Oh, is there? Okay.
I don't know. You said there was in the agenda.
Oh, that was my Timothée Chalamet thing. That was my gripe.
Oh, and I have noticed we have some bad news, I guess. Our faithful listener, Kim, had just not left us a question last week.
She didn't, and that felt wrong. It feels like we're missing something. But why don't you improv a Kim question for us right now on the spot? But please make it fast because I don't want to edit out this big pause that you tend to do when you have to think.
Okay, I'm not thinking at all. I'm just going to go straight into the Kim question. Kim would ask something like this. When you guys are drinking milk, which side of the bottle do you like to drink out of?
And by what side of the bottle? What do you mean by that?
Handle side or non-handle side?
Oh, I thought you meant like where the lid was and where the bottom of it is.
No. Handle side or non-handle side? And be careful because this question is actually like a deep-rooted psychological question.
I have handle pointing left.
Handle pointing left.
Yes.
So because you do all your things left-handed.
Right. I don't know if it's so much psychological as it is just natural physical predispositions.
Biological for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's psychological because one, you were forced into being a righty by your parents.
Yeah, I'm not a free thinker.
And so you're not a free thinker, which is psychological.
Bro, can I just name all the countries in Europe right now? I can do it.
No.
Okay.
And
Sorry.
my answer to that question, Kim, would be that I don't drink milk typically. So.
Oh, wait. I've actually never had milk out of a carton before now that I think about it. Like straight from the
Really?
Straight from the
Not even chocolate?
The jug. No, here's the thing. I had chocolate milk today from a Chick-fil-A kids meal because my fiance,
nice.
she's an adult, but she's a small adult, so she gets kids meals when given the chance.
Kids meal,
and it comes with a free drink, and they offer you chocolate milk. So I had a chocolate milk. Every time I have chocolate milk, have we talked about this on the podcast? I don't have it often, but every time I do, it's like, oh, it just hits the spot. Oh, it hits the spot so good.
I don't love Chick-fil-A chocolate milk though.
Well, it wasn't.
I think it's like chocolate milk light.
It wasn't the best I've ever had for sure. It was made for kids, but like you get that like whole milk stuff from like a gas station or like from a grocery store, like the grocery store gas station brand chocolate milk. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we might need to take this offline.
Okay,
but chocolate milk in a milkshake in a milky.
Hold on a second.
Go,
okay, yeah. Don't say anything else. Don't say anything else.
We can't. We cannot.
Yeah.
We absolutely cannot give the proportion.
That's proprietary. Yeah. Yeah. No. Don't.
Proprietary.
What does that word mean?
You don't know what it means? It means it's like ours. It's like
right.
It's like copyright, but not copyright.
I said it, so that's why I just want to make sure.
Like you knew. You just asked.
You kind of just said that.
Spell it.
You kind of just. You kind of just said it. I don't want to spell it. I don't want to spell it. I don't want to spell it. You kind of just said it like you were just like kind of mirroring. Like if you were like a 3-year-old kid, you were just like mirroring your parent. That's kind of what that felt like. Is you just said a word that I said just because I said it and it made sense. Proprietary.
And you can't say it, which is worse.
Propriety. Proprietary.
Hey man, you just killed that.
Thank you so much. You spell.
I actually didn't listen to how you spelled it, so I'm not sure. We might need some correction in the comments. What should I spell? To send us off.
You spell hit it hutch.
Oh, thank you for listening. This show's called Until We Agree. Oh, thank you for listening.
Do I really need to spell that, or is he hitting it now, Hutch?
We're already done. This is the post credit.
Okay.
Time.
H-I-T. Am I spelling spaces?
Yeah, spell spaces.
Okay, hit it, Hutch.
You know what it
H-I-T space.
Well, you spell space.
IT.
Spell space.
Oh, okay.
From the top.
Definition?
What happens when the most talented musician we know makes us an intro song and we overuse it and people get sick of hearing it?
Impossible. Hit it, Hutch.
You know what it
H-I-T S-P-A-C-E-I-T S-P-A-C-E-H-U-T-C-H.
And
Hit it, Hutch.
You know what it
yes.
Oh.
What? Yes. And now spell downsizing as Matt Damon.
Hey, I'm Matt Damon from Downsizing.
Okay.
With an accent again for some reason.
That was good.
D-O-W-N-S-I-Z-I-N-G. We're small in this movie.
Yeah, so true. All right. We'll see you next week.